Good morning. It is an honor to stand before you today, representing not just a new role, but a shared mission to protect, prepare, and serve the great people of Connecticut. My name is Michael Coranda. After 15 years as a fire chief, leading both the Glastonbury and Manchester fire departments, Governor Lamont has given me the privilege of serving as your new director of the Connecticut Division of Emergency Management and Homeland Security. Over those years, I've been on the front lines with many of you, firefighters, police officers, EMTs, emergency managers, dispatchers, hospital staff, and volunteers. I've seen the courage it takes to respond at 2 a.m. when everything is chaos. And I've seen what happens when we all pull together. I've also learned something important. Leadership is not about one person. It's about building the kind of trust that gets everyone moving in the same direction. Leadership expert John Maxwell said, "Teamwork makes the dream work, but a vision becomes a nightmare when the leader has a big dream and a bad team." That quote rings especially true in emergency management. Our vision, a safer, stronger Connecticut, only succeeds when every agency, every responder, every official, and every citizen works as one team. Today, I want to share my vision for the next 4 to 5 years of emergency management in our state. It is built around 4 key pillars: coordination, collaboration, care, and compatibility. Together, these principles will guide how we prepare for, respond to, and recover from whatever challenges the future may bring. Our first goal is coordination, improving how we work together when disaster strikes. If there is one lesson I've learned from the years of emergency operations, it is this: clarity saves lives. When communication breaks down, confusion spreads faster than the fire, flood, or storm we are fighting. That is why we will modernize the State Emergency Operations Plan and update how we activate and coordinate our Emergency Operations Center. We will improve information sharing systems, use real-time data platforms, and strengthen interoperable communications so local and state responders can share updates instantly, whether they are in Hartford or on the shoreline. We also plan to invest in emergent technologies, predictive analytics to anticipate hazards, drone support for situational awareness, and integrated resource tracking to move personnel and equipment faster than ever before. For example, during Hurricane Isaias in 2020, some towns were ready, some were not. Departments with pre-planned staging areas and mutual aid agreements were able to restore power lines, clear roads, and rescue trapped residents faster. Those lessons showed us that pre-planning saves time and lives. Preparedness also means building relationships before the storm hits. During the 2018 flash flood in Hartford, fire departments, EMS, and local police, who had trained together, quickly evacuated hundreds of residents without a serious injury. Preparedness is not optional. It is the foundation of everything we do. Every major incident, from coastal storms and winter blizzards to hazardous material releases and large public events, demands unified direction. My goal is to ensure that Connecticut's emergency management system operates as a single, synchronized network, not as separate pieces. Coordination doesn't stop when the crisis ends. Recovery, rebuilding, and community resilience must also be coordinated across municipalities, agencies, and the private sector. We'll strengthen those recovery frameworks to ensure that no town is left behind after a major event. And we'll capture the lessons learned, not just after disasters, but after every drill, every activation, every training. Continuous improvement is the quiet engine of readiness. The second pillar is collaboration, and it's all about relationships. In this field, relationships save time, and time saves lives. One of my top priorities will be strengthening connections with Connecticut's local emergency management directors, mayors, first selectmen, and regional emergency planning teams. Local leadership is the foundation of emergency response, and we will ensure that our state agency is not just a partner, but an active supporter of every community's preparedness effort. We'll also deepen partnerships with state and federal agencies, particularly FEMA and the Department of Homeland Security, and with neighboring states through mutual aid agreements. When a disaster exceeds local capacity, we want an immediate, not bureaucratic response. Collaboration also means working with the private sector, the businesses that provide food, fuel, utilities, transportation, and communication. These are the lifelines that keep communities running after a crisis. We'll establish a Connecticut Resilience Partnership Council, bringing together public and private leaders to plan and train side by side. Hospital and healthcare systems are also critical. The last few years have shown us how vulnerable our medical infrastructure can be during a pandemic or a mass casualty event. Strengthening coordination between hospitals, EMS, and emergency management is no longer optional. It is essential. We'll also leverage partnerships with nonprofits, volunteer organizations, and faith-based groups. The people who often lead the charge in recovery efforts. They provide shelter, supplies, and compassion when it is needed most. Our goal is a Connecticut Preparedness Network, a true coalition where every stakeholder understands their role before disaster strikes. Because when relationships are built in advance, response becomes seamless and recovery becomes faster. The third pillar is care. Care for our people, both responders and residents. Our first responders are the heartbeat of the system, but they are also human. They face trauma, fatigue, and stress most people cannot imagine. Over the next few years, I want to prioritize responder wellness and resilience. We will expand access to peer support programs and improve mental health resources to ensure every department, big or small, has the tools to take care of its people. Because a responder's health directly impacts their performance and their family's well-being. Caring for communities also means building trust and transparency. People follow emergency guidance when they believe in the people delivering it. That means clear, consistent public communication, not just during disasters, but before them. We'll expand community education campaigns. We'll do this through social media, town halls, and school partnerships. This will help residents understand preparedness steps, from emergency kits to evacuation plans. When we build trust, residents follow guidance. For example, in New Haven, repeated outreach and emergency drills help residents evacuate safely during the last major winter storm. Part of care also means equity. Connecticut is diverse, urban and rural, coastal and inland. Emergency management must meet all the needs of the residents. We'll recruit a more diverse emergency management workforce and ensure language access, accessibility, and cultural awareness in all public safety communications. During Hurricane Sandy, some neighborhoods were disproportionately impacted because communication did not reach everyone. We're committed to making that right. Building equity is not just the right thing to do, it's smart emergency management. Communities that feel seen and heard recover faster and cooperate more effectively during crisis. The fourth and final pillar is capability, ensuring our people and systems are ready for what's next. That starts with training and professional development. We'll expand state-level exercises that bring together multiple disciplines: fire, law enforcement, EMS, public works, hospitals, and emergency managers, so that when a major event happens, we're not just meeting each other for the first time on scene. We'll emphasize leadership development, preparing the next generation of incident commanders, public information officers, and mutual aid coordinators. We'll also strengthen our specialized response teams, urban search and rescue, hazmat, and water rescue units. These teams are among the best in New England. We'll continue to enhance interoperability and regional training. In a recent Connecticut River rescue, joint training between local fire departments and the Department of Environmental and Energy Protection dive teams allowed us to save 2 residents trapped in swift currents. Wildland firefighting also deserves renewed focus. While Connecticut isn't known for large wildfires, climate change and longer dry seasons are changing that reality. We'll work closely with DEEP and local fire departments to improve coordination, pre-stage resources, and strengthen mutual aid plans. And we'll prioritize EMS coordination. During large-scale disasters, fire departments are the backbone of EMS in the state. We'll enhance triage, patient tracking, and hospital surge planning, because during mass casualty events, coordination saves lives. Capability also means embracing technology. We'll invest in data-driven emergency management using GIS mapping, weather modeling, and AI-supported tools to anticipate hazards and allocate resources smarter. In short, we're building an emergency management system that doesn't just react, but predicts, adapts, and leads. As we bring together these 4 pillars, coordination, collaboration, care, and capability, we begin to see what the future of emergency management in Connecticut truly looks like. It's not just a structure on paper. It's a living system built on people, trust, and a shared purpose. Each pillar supports the other. Coordination without collaboration is fragile. Collaboration without care lacks heart. And capability without vision loses direction. When we balance all 4, we create something powerful. A statewide network that learns, adapts, and endures. That is how we will meet the challenges ahead, not as isolated departments or jurisdictions, but as one unified Connecticut, ready for anything. As I close, I want to return to the John Maxwell quote, "Teamwork makes the dream work." Our dream, our collective mission, is to create a Connecticut where every community, every responder, and every citizen feels prepared and protected. Emergencies will continue to come. Hurricanes, floods, cyber threats, transportation accidents, and the unexpected. But if we continue to build strong relationships, invest in training, and care for one another, we'll meet those challenges head on. The next 4 to 5 years will be about progress, modernizing our systems, strengthening partnerships, empowering people, and fostering resilience. I am deeply honored to lead this agency, to stand alongside every one of you. Every one of you is a professional who live the word service every single day. Together, we will continue to make Connecticut safer, stronger, and ready for anything the future brings. I want to thank you for your commitment, your courage, and your teamwork. I look forward to working with you in the years ahead. Thank you.